Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? Eric Ortina here with V2. I have Jay Christopherson here with me today. We're going to cover this is the hot seat match. This is Bill Kolodziej versus Todd Hendricks. They're both undefeated. They finally meet on day three. I mean, uh, one of these guys has to lose and has to go to the one loss side.
Yeah.
And obviously, these guys are undefeated the whole way. So their stuff is working really well, and they are shooting outstanding.
I think
Uh,
at this point, Todd hasn't even lost one match yet. I think he's been 2-0
ne-
all the way through.
Neither has Bill.
Is he? I didn't
Yeah,
check his, but
yeah.
I
No,
knew
this
that.
is this is this is the match where you know on these guys finally meet on the winner side.
Yeah, no, but I mean, just within the matches they've shot there, the best 2 of 3.
Oh, okay.
I don't think Todd has even gone to 3 by this point.
Oh, I see. Yeah, no, Todd's on fire, but so is Bill. I
Yeah,
mean,
and
you don't.
Bill is, it when you see, somebody who's racking up double digit Bs, in multiple matches, somebody's gear is working.
Yeah, no, Bill is also on fire, and and that's how they get here, right? That's
Yeah.
how they got here. That these guys are shooting really well. So, um, I know some people have been asking about FTR matches. I tried, trust me. I tried to do F Open and FTR,
Yeah.
and it just didn't work. I kept
Yeah.
something would always go wrong, and I got to the point that I just said, you know what, I'm just gonna record. So when the F Open guys were shooting, I started recording, and once I did that, I kind of felt that I should keep going with F Open guys so that you guys can kind of follow the flow.
Right.
I did get the FTR finale, so you guys are gonna get to see that. But there's some FTR coming. Trust me, we're gonna give them guys some love because they earned it. They shot really well, but that's the reason. Next year, trust me, it's gonna be way better. We're gonna be a lot better prepared, and the plan is for next year to actually live stream some of these matches. That is the ultimate goal. But
Yeah.
anyway, so I have Jay here with me today, and yeah, like I said, we're gonna see the hot seat match: Bill Kolodziej, Todd Hendricks. What do you think, Jay? I mean, these guys are on fire.
I expect a high V count, high point count from both of them, and
Yeah.
all I can remember from both of them is wanting to make sure that I didn't have to come up against either one of them early on.
Well,
I felt like I was going to get smoked,
yeah,
but
because at this point, you're waiting to see. You're gonna shoot against whichever one of these guys
yeah,
loses, right? So that's who
yeah.
you're gonna face next. Because you were shooting really well, but you had already suffered a loss, right?
No, so actually suffered I think this was right after Bill had beaten me because Bill was my first loss, and then
Okay,
I
so
lost
Bill, that's right. Bill beat you to
to
get
get
to
into
Todd.
this match. Yeah,
To,
to get
to,
to Todd.
to get to Todd. So now at this point, you're on the one loss side.
Yeah.
Bill and Todd are both undefeated, and they have to face each other.
Yeah, and I still have the potential to meet up with one of them at some point, assuming I get past my next match. So
Right.
I am kind of thinking about that when I'm watching their rifles. But obviously, I already know they're both just shooting incredibly well. So
Yeah. So all right, let's get into it.
Okay, Bill.
yeah, so when I was shooting, that far flag was my primary indicator, which
Yeah.
probably I think leaves you open the vertical here and there, which is indicated somewhere else on the range. But
So obviously Todd gave it a more value than it was worth, right? I mean, he just thought it was worth more. He hit a 4
yeah,
upwind for his first sider, and of course
yeah.
they're on target 12.
Hey, fatter one.
And there's Bill with a V.
Yeah, and Bill's it's right on.
Yep, he's already found it. Todd is really good recovery though, so I'm betting he's gonna come back with a V here.
So how important is it to get on target really fast, Jay?
I think it's key, right? And not only confidence building, but to let you know that you're reading the conditions right and that your impact matches up with your call. When you're hunting around, yeah, see, there's that V. I knew he'd come
Take
back.
it. Yes, sir.
Um,
One on.
you know, when you're hunting around, it just means that what you're seeing and what you're calling is not matching up, and that just makes it really difficult to feel confident in what you're doing.
Right, and so they're on target 12. You can see the trace actually on this video, but I mean,
Yeah.
Bill is on. Look at him. I mean, he's
Yeah.
2 V's back to back. Todd, obviously, he's not going to take the 4, so Bill
Yeah.
takes the lead right away, and this is a 10-shot match, so
Yeah.
that's big at this point.
5.
Yeah.
Okay.
These guys are both wanting to hit V's. I mean, they are.
That one's a little odd. I mean, there's not much showing there in the conditions, so I'm surprised he took that to the high side. There's Bill again, another
Thank you.
solid
Yeah,
V.
Bill is piling on the V's.
If you've noticed, Bill's vertical is already like outstanding, right? Those 2 shots have all been maybe
Yeah. I mean,
V-ring.
Bill is shooting a Psalm, and Todd is shooting a 284.
Yep.
So quite a bit of a horsepower difference.
B.
Yeah, and if I recall correctly, Bill's shooting that sound pretty fast as well, even for a sound.
Yeah, so he's on the hot side, and Todd is on the slow side on the 284. So there's probably a good 150 to 200 feet per second difference.
Yeah.
5 on. Thank you.
That's actually pretty slow for Bill. If I remember, his normal velocity on target was up around 1880 or thereabouts.
4. 2 on.
Yeah, Todd just can't seem to find that V. Look at him. Did you notice how he threw that piece of brass? He's getting frustrated.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back slightly so you can see.
Yeah.
Because he knows it's gonna come down to V's.
And he's hunting that high side. He's
4.
you know, he's seeing something and it's just not showing up.
Look at the way he throws that piece of brass. He's disgusted just because he can't hit that V, even though he's in the 5 ring.
Right.
But I mean, he's he's behind 1 V, but I think at this point he feels like he's already losing.
I mean, yeah, in a 10-shot match you do, right? Especially when you're watching Bill rack up. There's another V in that top half of the V ring, right? That's 4 shots now that of his 5 shots that have been in the top quarter minute of that.
Yeah, so he obviously has a flat shooting rifle, but so does Todd. I just think Todd hasn't found the sweet spot. See what I mean? Todd just seems to be bouncing around, and I don't know if he's shading or what he's doing, but he obviously needs to get on with it because I mean, they're already they're halfway through, right? And and Bill's ahead by 2 V's.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, let's not forget, Todd is Mr. V count, right? His V count is usually very high.
And I'd be surprised if he's holding a lot here. I mean, I'm kind of surprised he's bouncing around as much as he is because there's not a lot showing.
G. 6.
Yeah, he seems to have found the center now. But so has Bill. And they're 60% of the way there. So, I mean, Bill is shooting outstanding. Look at that.
V7.
I mean,
Yeah. I think that V-ring just dialed.
Yeah, and Todd already fell behind in the V count, so I think he can feel the pressure about now. I think from early on, that's why he was getting frustrated.
Yeah, he knows he's got to rack up V too.
Okay, they're both down head now.
Yep.
Okay.
Problem is they're both dialed in, and Bill's ahead.
Yeah.
And Bill has no sign of letting up. Well, sorry. Sorry, Bill. The commentator curse.
Right.
But so Todd sees an opening about now.
Yeah, I wonder if he's shading here based on that, knowing that Bill's been shooting so flat.
It appears like he did.
Okay.
If you notice right there, he kind of mirrored Bill's shot slightly, but I think he did it enough to still stay safe.
Yeah, in pair firing, I heard from a couple different people that they were, shading up and down based off of others' impact, and that's always kind of risky in my opinion.
Yeah, it looked like Bill did the same thing. He kind of shaded. Well, no, he landed down there where Todd was at. So maybe there's a condition that's causing that.
5-9.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Or he mirrored his own shot.
Yeah, he might have just shaded a little bit low on the V ring, just to be sure.
Yeah, so now they're tied down to the V count. Whoa, whoa! Look at that.
That's that concerned him a little bit. He saw
Yeah,
his
Todd barely caught on. He barely. That's a hanging five. That's a that's a liner five if I've ever seen one.
yeah. He knows he got a good lucky one there.
Oh my God! Look at that.
10.
Oh, they're both down there.
Man, they're both. See, they were both piling V's in the center. Now they're both piling V's down there, and they're just. All right, I'm gonna stop right here. But if these guys didn't have really good rifles,
Right.
they would have been out already.
Yeah, and I can guarantee they're not making big changes off of that because they know their rifles are shooting good. So there's something happening, and either we can't see it in the pick, or you just can't see it on the range. And
so if I'm Todd right now, he has to go for that V, right? A five is going to a five will force a shoot off.
Yep.
Which, as you saw, Bill jumped off with two V's right off the bat. So Todd probably doesn't want to shoot off against Bill.
I think if I was Todd, I'd be shading like a hair high right now, trying to catch the bottom of the V ring without shooting out the top.
Right. I think he's just going to shade at 45 degree off, just mirror image of whatever those shots are landing. Because he landed two down there and Bill landed one.
Exactly. So there's something out there.
So I think at this point, Todd figured that out. But there's always a danger that there's nothing there and he just blows it out the top.
And he needs that V to win this.
Yeah, a five will tie it. Oh, nailed it.
Nailed it.
And you can see kind of moved at an angle there. But
4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
You got me. I do? Yes, you do. You got 7. How'd that?
Yeah, Todd's wondering how that happened.
They're both wondering. They both were right on top of each other.
Good shooting, man.
Thank you.
Both of you.
Thank you, Eric.
All right, that's one in the books. Now we're going on to the second match. The conditions, the wind's going the other way now. There was hardly any there.
Yeah.
But now it's whatever there was is going the other way. So earlier, what would you have been holding? I'm thinking left one.
Yeah, that's about what I would have held. I would have had no wind on there, and then maybe left one or something. And even what they're showing right now, I'd probably start out like 1 to 1.5 right, just to.
I would start 2 right, and that would give me the entire 5 ring to be wrong in a way. Kind of my because it's going to go left.
Normally that would be my strategy, but knowing this is siders, I'd be hunting that V, like knowing that converting those V's is a big advantage in the 10-shot swing.
Well, that's true. That's true. I mean, especially when it just came down to one V, right? I mean, these guys right now, they don't care about fives. They're trying to hit that V, and I can see why you would do that. Todd starts because he won, so he goes first. And there's been about 20 minutes or so since the last match, so that gave the conditions enough time to flip around. So let's see how it goes.
Good luck, Todd.
I mean, obviously these guys have a ton of respect for each other because they know how good their stuff is working. I mean, look at that. It came down to one V on the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And look at that. So Todd dumps a 4 off to the right. So I wonder where he held. Maybe he held 2.5, or I wonder if he just went where he held.
I think he was holding 2, and he hit right where he was holding. Because I think he was taking your strategy of trying to get that 5 or V.
Yeah, it seems like he can't believe it. And look at Bill. He did the same thing.
Yep.
So I think they were both trying to play it safe, and it must have hit right pretty much where they were holding.
Yep.
So
I'll be surprised if Bill takes that 5 though, if he gets another one.
The what?
I said I'll be surprised if Bill converts that 5 if he hits a V or another 5.
Well, he lost by technically because he hit a 5, right? So the 5 cost him the last match. Here the flags are going the other way.
Yep.
So obviously having a good no-win 0 is extremely critical.
Yep.
If you don't have a good solid no-win 0, once the wind switches around, you're going to be off. Not only that, in a pair fire situation, you cannot wait for your condition. If you're halfway through and the wind switches, you only have 45 seconds. You have to shoot. So, having a no-win 0, a solid no-win 0 is extremely critical in this situation. It's
Yeah,
always critical, but it
I think
is more here.
some people underestimate it, especially in like aggregate matches where sometimes you get unlimited siders. It's like, I'll come in and I'll kind of dial into what I want to get. But, for me, like I got to have that no win zero just so that when I make a call, the bullet does what I expect, even if it's not a V or 5 or whatever.
Right.
I want it to be as close to on call as possible. So, to build confidence in your win call.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right, let's watch this match, see how it goes.
Yep.
Again, they both kind of started off to the right. Todd.
Yep.
I was gonna say Todd threw away a shot, but these 5s, they're not very useful against these guys.
Yeah.
All right, Todd found it.
I think the one. V, one on.
Yep.
I'm thinking he held dead center on that one.
Yeah, or maybe just shaded a little bit right, but yeah. I'd say based on his score, he probably.
Look at that.
V.
Yeah.
Thank you. You want him? Yes. I just want the V.
Look at that. Do you hear
He
that?
just wants to
Why
be.
not?
Yep.
Yep. I have no use for that 5. That's incredible.
What other match do you throw away guaranteed points
Yeah.
at 1,000 yards?
Yeah. And they say X's don't matter or
Right.
V's don't matter. That is incredible.
Yeah.
I can't believe Bill did that. But you know what? Bill knows what it's going to take to beat Todd. I mean, Todd.
He just got beaten by 1 V.
Exactly.
He knows he's got to have it.
Yeah, and I don't think both of these guys, as we said, they're on fire. They know it's going to come down to the V count. So, yeah, look at that. I mean, once they get on center, these guys just.
I watched that top flag is flipping around a little bit.
Yeah, but I don't expect to do much. Yeah, see, it looks like I bet you Bill kind of shaded left a little, and the shot went left. So I don't think that flag's doing much because the other flag's going the other way. So I just don't think there's enough there.
Notice they're not taking.
Oh my God! Look at that.
Okay.
Just about the time that I said there's nothing there. Wow, that's gonna hurt.
His win call was good, but
yeah. Todd's probably pretty. Look at that. He's looking at the piece of brass. He's trying to figure out what happened. He can't believe it.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
And look at Bill. I mean, as I keep saying, in pair fire, when somebody shoots a 4, it affects both shooters.
yeah. Because now Bill's sitting there wondering, he knows Todd's a good shooter, so he's wondering if there's something that out there that Todd didn't see that he needs to be concerned about.
Right. But it appears like he ignored it because he kind of landed out there as well. And see, Todd's being a little apprehensive about moving in heavy. It looks like he's creeping up. But at this point, Todd's behind on the V count.
I would wonder right now if they're in. Well, Bill's on it, but maybe if Todd's win zero is off by a click or so, maybe 2 clicks, because this is almost a dead center hold, right?
Yeah, but
he's a little out to the right still, or he has been.
Yeah, Todd needs to rack up V's now because even if Bill hits a 4 right now, it won't help Todd at all.
V, 5 on. Okay.
I mean, they're tied, so if Bill hits a 4, it's only going to force a shoot off.
Yep.
And I can't believe I'm already talking about shoot offs, but I mean they're halfway there.
Right.
I mean, there's 5 shots left, and they're tied down to the V count. And of course, Todd is down 1 point.
Yeah, he's got to be hoping for some wind here that will give some difficulty.
And he's focused on racking up V's. Otherwise, if he doesn't get the V count, like I said, Bill Bill would have to lose or drop 2 4s for Todd to win, which is extremely unlikely.
Yeah.
That 4 is weighing on Todd pretty heavy about now.
I bet you Todd's pretty happy to see that top flag moving now.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see, he hit that 5, and I know he's trying to hit V's. He has to be. Yeah. He understands that, the best he can hope for at this point is a shoot off.
7 on.
Yep.
Thank you.
See how they mirrored those fives?
Bill's holding a little bit stronger into the wind
Well,
here.
I think he saw Todd's downwind five, and he compensated for that. That's how good their guns are shooting. I mean, let's not forget that V ring is 5 inches at 1,000 yards,
Yeah.
and these guys are literally making adjustments, trying to stay in that 5 ring or in that V ring.
Okay.
Well, Todd's putting on the I was gonna say he's putting on the pressure, but he's behind by 1 point.
Yeah.
5, 8 on. Thank you.
Bill seems to be. All of a sudden, he doesn't seem to be hammering the center. I wonder if the conditions are doing that.
Yeah, he doesn't have that water line that he had for a while.
Yeah, neither does Todd.
5,
I mean,
9 on. Okay.
Yeah, and Todd, his rifle had pretty incredible water lines the whole match. So it's
I will convert both.
surprising seeing some of the up and down here. There must be pumping on the range.
oh,
There it is, right on top of his mask.
yeah. I mean, they just keep mirroring each other's shots. So Todd needs to be here just so he can stand any chance. But I mean, the conditions haven't changed hardly any.
Yeah.
I just don't see Bill.
Yeah, you're hoping for like a stray round or something because it's not going to be due to conditions.
Yeah, I just don't see Bill making a mistake at this point.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, Todd, he caught a V there.
All out. Okay.
The top flag is going left. Well, look at it, switching around now.
That's a V.
That may be worth something. Oh, look at that! Oh my God!
Look at that!
Look at that flag! Look at the flag!
4.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at that flag!
It jumped up right before he started shooting.
Oh my God!
Go dial it back for a minute. I'm curious to see when it started showing.
I won.
Look at Todd. He's surprised. Can't believe it.
Yeah.
Good match, man.
Bill.
I don't even know that condition that's doing that. I can't see it. I can't see it either. Good match.
Todd is relieved, and Bill can't believe it.
Thank you, Eric.
Bill had him cold on that one.
That's impressive. I mean, I never thought I didn't see that coming.
No, but I did that. I can feel for Bill there. The same thing happened to me twice. So, it's you can't wish that last shot in, and not that I think that's what Bill did, but the especially on that range, there's always a little bit of something out there. And
well, you saw that flag, right?
Yeah.
Right. It came around right about the time he shot, and I think Bill, like me, thought it's over. It's
right.
I was not going to fall in there. I mean, he was staying so tight inside that 5 ring. I don't think he ever touched the line, and all of a sudden, I mean,
he's like, I'll just play it safe. I only need to get a 5, and this is over. And
yeah. And
caught
he
that
didn't.
Yeah.
But see, this is what I was talking about, Todd, right?
Yeah.
Had he not racked up some Vs, he would have lost anyway, or at least just forced a shoot off. But because he racked up some Vs, so when you fall behind, again, this is totally different format, right? The competition is totally different. If you have guns like these guys have guns, you better rack up some Vs, even if you're down a point, because if not, it won't do you any good if your opponent drops a point.
Yeah, you can't play the game that I've fallen behind and that's it, right? I dropped a point and I'm out of it, right? You have to be playing for the end. As we saw in one of the previous matches that you and John did, a surprise 3 came out of nowhere.
Right.
That's possible, and so you like you were just saying, you have to play for the Vs. You have to play for the assumption that you're going to win this somehow. Yeah,
and you just have to set it up so that if something happens, that you're there, right?
Right. Exactly.
Like I said, if you're behind and then you try to play it safe, where you're just trying to hit 5s, it's almost a guaranteed loss, because even if your opponent hits a 4, you're still not going to win, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it could have been easy for Todd to start playing it safe and just looking for 5s or something, but he knew he only had to get back a point, and so in the meantime, stack up some Vs and make sure he's in a position to take it outright.
Yeah, and my goodness, I mean, I can't believe it happened on the last shot. That's that. Uh,
I saw that in a few different matches, and it's amazing when that happens. Yeah.
and I mean, now we can watch the video and we can tell, oh, look at that flag, look at the flag
Right.
coming around, and build it. But in the heat of the moment, I
Yeah.
mean, Bill's heart. I mean, if he wasn't bouncing off the ground, I don't see how. I mean, I
Yeah.
know I was watching the matches, and even right now, I mean, I'm watching this match, and I'm stressed out watching because I don't know what's
Yeah.
going to happen. I don't remember what happened, and even when I know the outcome, I don't know how it happened. Plus, at the time, I wasn't watching the flags.
Right.
I wasn't watching everything I'm watching now, which really adds to the experience. It almost makes me feel like I'm there.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Absolutely. And it's interesting to see it after the fact too, because as well as I do, when you're laying down and you're watching the flags, but after the fact, I'm sure that during that whole time they were firing, they probably weren't making very big changes, right? Because the flags weren't changing that much.
Right.
But it came up and something built up, and he probably, if he made any change, it was probably really minor because he's thinking, I haven't had to make a big hold at all.
Right.
But to see it afterwards, like you said, now that we're watching the video, you can see that flag jumps up, and you're like, oh, okay, well, yeah, it's clear that there is a big change that happened there.
Well, that's the problem. I wouldn't call that a big change. It
Well,
was a very subtle change.
relative to what you were doing, right?
Correct. But I just don't think Bill. I mean, this is what happens, right? Heat of the moment. You
Yeah.
don't see that, or even if you see it, you just go. I haven't been outside the 5 ring the entire match in what 20 shots.
Right. So
I haven't been
why would I
out
hold another line, right? I maybe
exactly.
shade a little heavy or something.
Yeah. So instead of moving farther out and thinking, you know what, I'm gonna blow one out the top, so I'm just gonna play it safe and just do what I've been doing. All I need is a 5, and I'm there.
Yeah.
And boom, 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy.
We saw that play out so many times, but yeah, that's what makes it exciting, in my opinion, right?
That's how I got eliminated. I mean, I went to a shoot off,
Yeah.
and I hit a 5. He hit a 5. I hit a V. He hit a V.
Mhm.
I think he went first,
Yeah.
and then he hit a V, and then I hit a V. Then he hit a 5.
Yeah.
And then I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna play it safe. I'm gonna go upwind. I'm gonna give my entire 5 ring to land it.
Yeah.
Because if I do, I'll just force another shot. But there's always the possibility that I'm gonna hit it right in the center. And
Yeah.
I held left 2, and the shot went just upwind of my call. And of course, I hit a 4, and it was over. And I couldn't believe it. The entire time, I had shot by that point. I had shot close to 50 shots. It had never went upwind of my hole. Never.
Right.
At one time it did, and I was out. It was over.
Right. Yeah.
There's no coming back. It's
Yeah.
like, all right, it was nice meeting you, and that's it. It's over.
It seems to
So
happen at the worst possible time, right?
it's amazing the way these matches turn out. But anyway, well, Jay, man, I appreciate you doing the commentary with me. This was a very exciting match. Of course, these guys came in undefeated, and one of these guys had to go to the one loss side. So this.
Bill's dropping down now, and Todd's
Yeah.
waiting for someone to come back.
Yeah, and Todd's in the finale now. Todd's just gonna wait for whoever, because now Bill is gonna drop to the one loss side, and he has to battle it out because he has to, Dwayne Dragoo's down there. Dragoo's he's been tearing it up. I mean, he's made it through he's been shooting a lot. I think Dragoo's been shooting a ton.
Yeah. And, his rifle's shooting really well. So yeah, Bill has dropped down. He's waiting for the winner of Dwayne and I, actually, if I recall.
Yeah. So you and Dwayne have to meet each other, and then Dragoo or Bill is going to meet whoever wins between you two, and then out of those two guys, whoever wins has to go face Todd again. So it's incredible. All right, Jay, I appreciate it. If you guys have been enjoying these videos, let us know. Comment. We check the comments, so please comment. Let us know what you guys think. Like this video, share it. You know what to do. All right. Anything else, Jay?
No, take it easy.